Hello everyone, I am Left and welcome back to a brand new video. And today, someone has leaked all of the new hero Alpha's abilities for the upcoming Vainglory patch. So first let's get into a heroic perk, Infinite Reboot. Instead of dying, Alpha initiates a reboot sequence upon receiving lethal damage. So basically, what you're trying to tell me is Alpha is, she's basically coming right out of MW3 with Final Stand, Last Stand, Second Chance, all that good stuff. So she's gonna gain back 200 to 1750 health based on her level, and for the next several seconds you can continue to attack her and deal damage. If she is not destroyed during this time, she will basically reboot and just revive. This is crazy. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I hope they're gonna implement this correctly, because if not, we're gonna have a Last Stand MW3 epidemic, just like we did in Call of Duty. And I mean, this is just, it's really crazy, and it totally links up with her ultimate, which we're gonna get into later. So, yeah, it's basically a revive, unless she gets focused down. If she gets focused down, you can kill her reboot sequence, and she will die she'll die for good before she can get back up and keep going. So, I guess what this means is that Alpha is going to be a must-focus hero. And, yeah, I guess that's kind of it for her heroic perk. But I do know one thing, that it's not available all the time. There's like a little, her energy bar is apparently going to be showing you when your heroic perk is ready and when it's not. And it goes all the way down to 0 if you revive yourself. So, I guess this is going to be pretty cool to see how Super Evil does this. I trust them on the balancing, and we're just going to have to see how this plays out. We've got no choice in the matter. We're going to get an MW3 Final Stand epidemic, like you're about to see on the screen right here. Or we might have it just like what you're also about to see on the screen right here, Black Ops 3 Rejack, where it's garbage and no one used it. So, now let's get right into her A, which is called Prime Directive. She scans for enemies along the target path. If she scans an enemy, it is slowed and she instantly dashes behind them, dealing damage to the target and all enemies within 4.5 meters. Less damage to minions. It removes the negative effects of Core Overload, which is her B, without removing the positive effects, dealing increased damage based on the number of stacks removed. So there's a screenshot of this. Let's see it right here. Right here, she's scanning for enemies. You can see it's on cooldown right there. Also, you can see a leaked spring map there. I guess, cool, spring map, I like it. Definitely like it definitely looks real because of the ability icons. But now let's get into her B ability. Her B ability is going to be called Core Charge. She lunges forward, landing a basic attack on her target and fracturing the ground for additional crystal damage in a small area. Each time she uses this ability, she spends 10% of her current health and gains Core Overload for 5.5 seconds, stacking up to 3 times. Basic attacks reduce the Core Charge. Core Overload. Alpha loses 1% of her current health every second, but increases the damage of subsequent core charges and causes her basic attacks to heal her. The bottom of this ability hasn't been leaked yet, but what I can tell is noobs are going to be killing themselves with Alpha. I really like this mechanic. It's like she's having a nuclear reactor overheating inside of her, and she has to keep hitting things to keep from dying. This is a really cool mechanic, and I think it's going to play a big part in her balancing. So, now let's get into her controversial, let's say, ultimate, called Termination Protocol. On activation, Alpha begins a self-destruct sequence. At the start of this, she gains a burst of move speed as well as a 400 to 1000 barrier based on her level. Immediately afterwards, she rapidly loses move speed as her Halcyon core approaches critical mass. After 3 seconds, or immediately upon barrier being breached, Alpha explodes. The explosion deals heavy crystal damage to all enemies within 4.5 meters and is lethal to her. Can only be active while Infinite Reboot is available, which is her perk if you missed that. So, we've got some even more hated BS from other popular video games. We've got Dead Man's Hand from Call of Duty. We've got Martyrdom from Call of Duty. We've got Explosion and Self-Destruct from Pokemon. And it seems like she's just going to be a... Well, I mean, there were guys on the forums making Allahu Akbar jokes about Alpha. This is going to be insane. It's basically going to be, I guess it's sort of going to be like you go into the fight, you blow yourself up, and you reboot yourself. I'm not, this is one of the weirdest heroes I've seen in forever, and I can't wait for her to come out. So, I can't scroll down on this because it's a leaked screenshot, or else I would show you how much damage it did. It's probably going to do a crazy amount of damage. I can't wait for Alpha. This looks amazing. Let's actually coming up right here, I'm going to show you some screenshots of things that this is like. Dead Man's Hand from Call of Duty right here. It's when you die, you drop a live C4 and basically just decimate anyone that killed you. Here is Self-Destruct from Pokemon, and then an art right here of Voltorb from Pokemon using Self-Destruct, of course. And I mean, this is going to be such an insane mechanic to deal with. It's like, you must focus Alpha down, maybe use Glaive to punt her away when she has Termination Protocol active. So, hopefully you all enjoyed, found these leaks useful or informative, and I will see you guys in the next video, and hopefully be able to keep you up on the Vainglory news and the leaks that are coming out. So I will see you all in the next video, and goodbye.